Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jumpin here, and this is going to be episode 3 to our Mass Effect 3 Fun with Guns series. It's a series where you pick the guns and I use them and I tell you what I think about them. Today I'm going to be using the Scorpion, which is a handgun, and it's definitely got the most votes. It was actually a really tight race between the Black Widow and the Scorpion, but the Scorpion I believe won by like 2 votes. So that's pretty crazy. But let me go ahead and get into the gun now and tell you like what the mods and stuff I recommend for this gun is. Primarily, the gun is actually, if you look at the stats, is really good. But the mods I'm going to recommend is going to be extended magazine and extended barrel, which is going to, increase the capacity to 7 with the extended magazines and increase the damage, which, as you can tell, is absolutely amazing on this gun. For equipment, I'm going to recommend, if you're going to use equipment, I'm going to recommend Armor Piercing 3, Pistol Rail Amp, and for the gaff, you got to go with the Shield Booster. But, the Pistol Amp and the Armor Piercing is mainly for the weapon. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the gameplay now. We're going to be playing against Gaff on Firebase White, and it's going to be on Gold. Now, the one thing about this particular, this particular like setup that's a little different than normal is that we're going to be playing with all Gaff ourselves. So the 4 players in this game are all going to be Gaff, and we're going to have 3 Gaff engineers with 1 Gaff infiltrator. Now here's how it works is that from what I've noticed, I've told you before that 2 Gaff infiltrators and 2 Gaff engineers are a really good team against Cerberus. Well, the engineers are absolutely amazing against Gaff. Because, against Gaff you're going to camp a lot, as you can see. Like, we're going to pretty much stay up top here quite a bit. And our infiltrator is going to be sniping while the rest of us are just going to be using, like, whatever weapons. Gaff, plasma shotguns, whatever you want to use is fine. And, what you're going to want to do is primarily just sit up top here. Now, this weapon, the reason why I chose to fight Gaff against this, and yeah, check this out. Every time a hunter comes up top, you can just all go into your melee and just instantly kill the hunter, so it's pretty awesome. But you do have to watch out. The primary thing that is awesome against the Gaff is the turrets. By having these turrets up here, they're gonna constantly heal us, constantly like keep us alive, and also shoot down and rain fire down at the Gaff coming up. This map is definitely the most broken map against the Gaff. You can pretty much camp on either the bottom or you camp on the top. But I totally recommend I recommend camping on the top because the bottom like camp spot is really, I think, kind of scrubby. Because like what people do down there is they just sit down there and they grab the Gaff over and over again, which is an effective strategy, but it doesn't really require, camping requires absolutely no skill in general. But actually grabbing the Gaff is actually really dumb, I think. Like, I think that is boring. So at least this way we get to shoot them and snipe them, do all that fun stuff. But this gun in general is amazing against the Gaff. Reason why is because they all cluster up together. They're always, they're always like in groups of like 2 or 3. And if you can like shoot this thing, you can actually get triple kills and quad kills off the Gaff pretty easily. And but yeah, so I do really appreciate you guys picking good weapons for me, for at least for these early episodes. Like I said, if you guys want to see whatever next weapon is that you want to see, you do have to recommend it though. You have to leave a comment saying you want to see it, and if enough people say they want to see it, then yeah, that's just what I will use next week. This is a once-a-week series, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, I definitely need the comments right here. I might accidentally fall down. But yeah, anyway, these Gaff turrets are amazing. Really amazing for the Gaff, just because, like I said, if you're gonna sit back and camp, these things will just keep you alive so hard. It's awesome. And if you do have now, I do recommend 3 Gaff engineers for this and 1 infiltrator. The Gaff engineers are there for the turret and stuff. The infiltrator is going to be there mainly just for the objectives, just in case you get an objective and you need someone to just sneak around and get those. And of course, the infiltrator can actually just snipe, which is actually going to be really effective as well. So there's a couple things you can do, a couple little good strategies for you guys. All right, but the main thing is that with this gun, like I said, as you can see right there, I'm just shooting at the ground where they're spawning and where they're coming out at, and as I'm doing that, like, they're exploding. This gun is primarily used You know, I think one reason people wanted to see this gun is because they think they don't really know how to use it properly. This is one of those guns where you gotta know how to use it, and the way you use it is primarily to shoot at the ground, not the enemies. Like, you know, you can hit the enemies with it, but shooting the ground is a lot more effective for big groups. Now, when you're shooting at a prime like I am right now, you do want to kind of shoot him. You can shoot the ground, but shooting him will be effective as well. So just keep that in mind. Primes primarily want to shoot them. All other enemies just shoot the ground, and yeah, you'll rack up kills like crazy. You know, one thing you also got to remember is to always put out the turret if you are playing as an engineer, because that can, like right there, that's a good example. Just unload on the ground, and that guy had no chance. You know, but yeah, you know, if you shoot at the, you know, if your turret will constantly die, especially from primes. Primes will kill the turret constantly, and you know, you could put it behind walls, but it is actually a really good offensive tool too, if you just use it like to shoot from a distance and heal you. Like that's what I was talking about in my setup video. Now, you know, some of you guys might be like, you know, hey, I want your build. If you do want the build, I would have put a link already in the beginning to go and get it. You know, I have a video of this guy and the build that I am using. The only difference from that video and from this one is that I'm level 20, and in that video I'm level, I believe I'm level, actually I'm only level 19 here, but in that video I was actually level 18, so that's the only two difference that you have to keep in mind. Anyway guys, I will be uploading a gold gameplay of 4 Geth versus 2 Geth infiltrators and 2 engineers versus Cerberus pretty soon here. I'm still trying to get the gameplay. Like I said, it's just difficult because you gotta, like, you know, I know people who have the infiltrator, I know people who have the engineer, and I have the engineer, I don't have the infiltrator. And just getting them all online at the same time, or having them all want to play at the same time, is kind of challenging for me. But once I get that gameplay, I'll definitely upload it. It will probably be on Firebase Hydra because we have the challenge week, which the challenge is absolutely nothing. Like, it's actually really super easy, guys. All you gotta do is download the DLC and have it for the weekend. And the only thing that you do get is for the new maps. If you play on them, you get 10% more experience. Kind of whack in my opinion. Like, I don't really like that. And I don't think we're going to be able to get a accommodation pack this week, which is really gay, because I think everybody wants those, because everybody wants that sniper rifle. Like that N7, I don't know the name of it exactly, but I think it's the N7 Valiant or something like that. And now I know it has a V name. That gun is ridiculous, and that gun is, you know, you can only get it through accommodation packs, and that's a shame, because I don't know. I really hope they do give us some type of accommodation pack. Alright, right here, you're going to see us, I believe, go and melee this this prime in a second here. And this is something you can do. It's pretty awesome. You know, if you want to come up and melee the prime, what you're going to want to do is, yeah, look how fast that was. What you're going to want to do is like, you know, let's say it's a prime coming up the stairs, or there's a prime up close range. You know, you want to overload it, shoot it a little bit, get its shield off. Once its shield is gone, all the engineers need to throw out the turrets next to it. And when their turret's out next to it, it will heal everybody. And then you just pretty much run up and melee it, and as you do it, you should be invincible, because the, you know, 3 turrets healing 4 people, that's going to be pretty consistent, because only maybe one or two of you will be getting hit as you do it. So it's a very effective strategy. Alright, but let me stop talking about, like, you know, how to play against these people as much as the gun. The gun is, you know, this gun is absolutely amazing against the Geth, like I said. It is a total, like 100% in my opinion, a gun that is designed to fight these enemies, because, like I said, they cluster up together, they're easy to hit with it. There's a lot of things, and like I said, if you shoot the ground, it's very effective. Early, you know, it's funny is that early in this game, though, I forgot I had overload. Like, that's literally how good this gun can be, is that you will forget that you have a power like overload. And overload, you know, is extremely effective against the Geth, and it's also going to help me stun them to, you know, pretty much shoot the ground around them, or shoot them with this gun. So I was really surprised. I forgot I even had this power. But now that I'm using the power, you're going to see it be a little bit more effective. But yeah, in general though, guys, like I said, this gun is amazing. Like I'll talk about the stats on it. As you can tell, the damage is extremely high on it. You know, it's honestly, I think it does more damage if you hit them directly with it. But it seems like it takes longer for the grenades to blow up. And if it takes a long time for, you know, the grenades on them to blow up, you know, you take that risk of your teammates stealing your kills and stuff. But it's really not a big deal, I guess. You know, everyone's going to steal some kills sometimes. But you know, if you can set them up on spawn, like you'll see me do it a lot, I'll be shooting at like their spawn, which will always be in the very back, as you can tell right there, or will be in that doorway on the right. If you shoot at their spawn with this gun, you can actually set up before they even come around the corner like a quad feed or a quad kill. You know, so it is a really good gun. I do have to say that. The damage is really high. The damage is definitely decent on it. Like I said, it just does more damage if you hit them directly with it, though. The ammo capacity is somewhat of an issue, though. Like, you only have so much ammo. Like, as you can tell, I think I have it at level 2 and I only have 28 bullets total, even with the extended mags. And I think without extended mags, you only have 4 bullets in the clip, and that's very low in general. I do feel that some people might get confused when playing Geth if you're a Geth. You know, sometimes when you see an enemy, like, you might not really know it's an enemy. That might be an issue. Like, actually, one guy in this game will actually shoot me at one point because he thinks that I am a like I am a Geth, an enemy Geth. But you know, it's pretty funny. But it's like whatever. Right here, I'm gonna get dropped. You know, you will die sometimes by meleeing the primes, but you know, the main thing is just to you know, just do it. Like, you know, as you can tell, it's not like a big deal that we just, like, you know, died right there, because now we can all retreat and, you know, back up a little bit, kill these hunters, which is pretty much what's doing it. And then look how much damage that prime took, like, from all, you know, from just 2 people meleeing it. So yeah, you know, it's so effective to melee as these gaps, especially if you do it as a group. You know, it's really, really ridiculous. Okay, now the other thing about this gun that you know, its fire rate, it's pretty okay for the gun, like, you know, for what it is. Like, it's just a grenade handgun, so the fire rate's really not a big issue. The only downside to it is that with this gun, like, what you're gonna have is, you know, what's gonna always happen is that you're gonna have to, like, get these grenades to explode, and it's kind of weird and random how they explode sometimes, and like that can be definitely an issue. Like right here, I think we're gonna go melee, and I'm gonna die again, so that's awesome. But you know, like, that's the thing though, guys, is that, you know, the main thing you have to look out for is just like there we go, yeah, get raped, prime. But anyway, yeah, the main thing you got to look out for is just, like, sometimes they take forever to explode, and I think the difference, like I said, is that if you shoot the ground compared to, or maybe it's when you stop shooting. I don't really know. Someone can comment and let me know, like, how exactly this gun works with the exploding part of it. I think if you stop shooting, they do all detonate at the same time. I don't really know, but like, that is if that's the case, and that's actually really broken, because like I said, you just, like, shoot everything around it, and then when you let go, everything will just blow up and die. It's pretty awesome. You know, the weight on this gun is pretty heavy, but that's kind of I guess that's kind of like the only way to balance it. Most of the N7 weapons, most of the blacklisted stuff is heavy just because it takes forever to get higher. You know, at higher level, I'm sure it's not going to be that heavy. I think you're probably going to have like 150, 170% recharge speed with this gun. You know, but yeah, you know, that's just the thing. Like, it's going to be heavy early on just because it's just a good weapon. Like, that's just how they kind of balance it out. But you know, like I said, against the Geth, this is definitely the best, one of the best, hands down the best handgun against the Geth. But I don't know, against Cerberus and stuff, it can be very difficult to hit them with this gun. They move a lot faster, or they kind of are a lot smarter, to be honest. And they will dodge this thing like crazy. And hitting them directly with it, you know, unless you're like really close range, you know, it's just I don't know, it's just not that effective. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the stats. Let me tell you what I recommend for character-wise. For this gameplay, I was using this Geth Engineer, which I found it to be pretty effective on him. But I do think this gun can work on everybody. You know, as long as you just use it against Geth, an Infiltrator would be pretty good. You know, just any character in general would be pretty decent. But I do believe that this gun is also really good on a Krogan, like maybe a Krogan Soldier, Krogan Sentinel, if you want to try that. Just because of its high weight, and you might not really need to worry about you know, I don't know, the high weight of a gun can also, you know, Krogans are good if a gun has like a really high weight to it, just because, you know, another character that this gun would be kind of good on that I wanted to try, I never got the chance to, but what I was thinking is that, you know, you can maybe put this on some type of Vanguard. You know, just think of it like this: charge in, shoot the ground with it a couple times, charge in Nova, or do something like that. and then like this, you know, all the grenades will explode. So that was something I was thinking about. Now I don't know if you guys were paying attention because I wasn't, but we really almost ran out of time in this wave. I just wanted to bring that up, like that was crazy. And someone went really clutch, and I don't remember who it was, but you know, someone went super clutch and like got it the last second. But you know, that was just one of those things. Like wave 6 can be really annoying against the Geth, because if you get to kill the targets, which for some reason you always do, at least it feels that way. If you get to kill the target, it's gonna be rocket troopers. Now rocket troopers are freaking pussies. Like they just hide the whole time, and you have to go and kill them. Otherwise, you're not gonna, you know, you're gonna fail. Like they will not come out. Certain ones will, certain ones won't. So yeah, if that happens, like if it's wave 6 and you get to kill the targets on gold, get ready to go and find and kill the people. Otherwise, you might fail. I'm just saying. You know, anyway, but as you can tell in this game, we're not having really any problem, to be honest. Anytime that, anytime we lose our shields, we get them right back because of the turrets. Our infiltrator is able to, which is standby, is able to just snipe them from a distance and use hunter mode and all that good stuff. And hunter mode is absolutely amazing, especially against the Geth, because it will, you know, the info red will tell you exactly where every hunter is. It will tell you where everything is. So, you know, like, you know, if you do play as a Geth against the Geth, you know, that sounds a little crazy, but you know, Geth against the Geth, but if you do play against the Geth as a Geth, then hunter mode is actually very effective, just because of the hunters, just because, you know, like right here, we only knew they were coming from right here because, you know, Standby, who was using hunter mode, was like, yeah, they're all coming from the bottom. Like, you could see them through the wall, and then we were like, oh, okay, and we all came down here to pretty much get them. Right here, we're gonna go ahead and melee this prime to death. I believe there's another prime behind him. Nah, there's nothing else. But now we gotta take the top position again. Now, if you ever have to run down here to kill enemies, the Geth will take over the top, and you know, you're gonna have to fight your way back out there. But once you clear them out, you definitely want to hold down this top area, because, like I said, to me, you could do the bottom strategy. There is a bottom strategy, but I will never do it because I think it's boring. I think it's stupid. Right here is the moment where I was talking about. Look at this guy shooting at me. Now this guy who we're playing with, it's I don't know, II Gods or something. This was a guy who was just like from the YouTube, who, like, you know, gave me a friend request and asked me could he play with us, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I am down to do that, guys. If anyone wants to ever play, like, if we need a fourth or we need a third, like, you know, you can come play with us, and if, hey, if I need a gameplay or if I want to get a gameplay, you know, you might be in a gameplay. So, you know, just keep that in mind. If you guys ever want to play sometimes, just hit me up, send me a message or something, and if we need a fourth or, you know, anything like that, you know, we'll definitely play. You know, either silver or gold or whatever. Like right here, look at how amazing this is. I'm not taking any damage because of the turrets. The turrets were like pretty much just healing me. So awesome. You know, like, yeah, man, these turrets are broken. They need to nerf them in a way, to be honest. Like, they really do. Because, like, you could sit here and do this all day, probably, and never have problems. Like, if you want to just boost easy credits, you could just, you know, play as all Geth, just keep fighting the same, you know, on the same map, and just keep throwing out all the turrets. Like, and you would have absolutely no issues. You know, like, you get shot, you lose your shield, all of a sudden, boom, it's already back. You know, it's freaking crazy. Like, that's awesome. But yeah, guys, yeah, but this gun, like I said, like, I haven't really talked too much about this gun, more about the Geth versus Geth and the gameplay. But yeah, this gun is actually, like I said, as you can see, it is extremely effective against the Geth. It is amazing. It is definitely it deserves to be blacklisted just because of its ability to fight these enemies. Like, you know, like I said, it's probably one of the best weapons. Like, the best weapons against the Geth, I think, the two best are the Scorpion and the Geth Plasma Shotgun. Those are the two best. Because the Geth Plasma Shotgun can, you know, pretty much snipe them from across the map. And this thing can just blow them all up. So, in my opinion, those are definitely the two best weapons against them. I did hear from someone told me that this gun got a little nerfed. Don't know if that's true or not. Someone can comment and let me know. But, you know, one of my friends actually had this gun early on. Strictly Fago, and he used it in one of my videos, I believe, in my How to Beat Geth on Go. I think he was using it as a Krogan, and it, you know, it was just raping face. But, you know, it still is really good. Like, I still can see how good this gun really is. So, I mean, I don't know, even if they did nerf it a little bit, I don't really think it matters too much. Anyway, guys, like I said, just be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you want to see for the next episode, because that really does matter. You know, like, I will read the comments, I will like tally up the votes. Hopefully more people will vote, and it'd be more of a clear-cut decision. You know, one thing I've said this so many times, I feel like, but I have to keep saying it, is that, guys, you gotta stop recommending the Falcon. I'm not gonna use it. You know, it's a gun. It's a gun that they've literally killed. Like, they killed the gun. Like, if you want me to tell you the exact way you can use it, I can tell you right now. Use it on a Turning Soldier. That's the only way it's at all decent anymore, and it's not even that good on him. So, like I said, guys, it's just what it is. Now, here's a downside to this God guy, though. He didn't have a mic, so right there, he kind of went in way too quick to melee that Prime. You know, if you're gonna melee this Prime, you gotta do it as a team. You cannot do it as like one person, because you're gonna get wrecked. And you know, everybody was actually getting wrecked right there because we weren't. If you can have 4 melees on it, you're gonna have a lot of success. If you don't have the 4 melees on it, you're gonna have some problems. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying though, is that, you know, I will not use the Falcon just because it is so bad now. You know, it's a gun that had its moment of just godliness. I mean, it was such a good gun for so long, and I used it so all the time. I wish I would have got gameplay, or you know, like really, I wish I would have got gameplay with it back then, because you know, it would have been amazing to put on YouTube. But you know, and I knew exactly how to use it right. I mean, it was like, you know, it's like a Halo 2 brute shot. It's a great gun. It's just that at this point, it just shoots way too slow, guys. It's just, there's not that much potential for it anymore. So, you know, please don't recommend that gun. That is just, you know, any other gun, Black Widow, any gold gun, I don't know, the spike thrower, whatever you want to see, that's fine. Just don't recommend guns that I've already used, at least in these episodes, which would be pretty much, I believe, the 2 guns I used was the Saber, and the first one was the Arc pistol. So, and now this is the Scorpion. So obviously don't recommend those 3 guns. Any other guns, it's fine, even if you've seen them in my other videos, like for random whatever reasons. Those are okay. But you know, I'm sure everybody wants to see guns that you haven't seen me use before, just to see, you know, them in action, see how I use them, and see exactly like if they are good or not if you don't have them. I think that's the best thing about this video series, because I do have almost all the guns, and that is awesome. Now, one of the guns I do not have, I did want to bring this up because I've seen a lot of people I've seen a couple people leave a comment about this. I do not have the Talon, which is the shotgun handgun. So that's one of the other ones. You know, don't waste your vote on a gun I don't have. Like, that's really like the only gun in the game I don't have, actually. I believe that's the only gun I don't have. So just remember that, guys. I don't have the Talon. Everything else is up for grabs, so just recommend it. Alright, so now I'm going to give you my final rating on this gun and what I think of it. Alright, so if I was going to pretty much give you a scale of 1 to 10 rating on this gun, I would have to give it a 8. Now, here's the reason why. Is because this gun is a 10 out of 10 against Geff. But against everything else, I would probably rate it at like a 5 or a 6. Honestly, Reapers, it would be okay against. I've never tried against Reapers, so I really don't know. But I can say that I think it might be pretty good against Reapers. But in general, though, I would say that, you know, against Cerberus, it would be a 5. Against Reapers, I don't really know, but I would probably think it would be like a 6 or a 7. And against Geff, it's like a 10. So, you know, just because of that alone, I can't give this gun like a 10 or a 9, you know, just on that principle. Because it's all the other enemies can really dodge it, can really like just avoid it. They're not going to walk in a straight line at you like this and just get massacred by it. So that's my, you know, pretty much my gun rating on it. Overall, though, you know, if you're going to use this gun, I highly recommend to just do it against the Geff. It is a great gun on gold against Geff. It makes it a lot, you know, as you can tell, it makes them really easy to kill. And, you know, if you have, let's say you had like 4 people doing this, like, let's say you have 4 Geffs like we have right now, and you were all using Scorpions, like that would be amazing. Like you would just massacre them. Like everybody's shooting at their spawn, and like the second they walk out, you just see nothing but explosions. You know, that would be absolutely epic. I actually might try that one day now that I'm thinking about it. Right here, we're gonna get on the Prime. Now, like I said before, if you do get on it, one person normally will get smashed. but you know, everyone else will be able to kill it, and then you know, we can get up. Now, but they will come up behind you, and if they do come up behind you, you need to be careful, because as of right here, I don't really know if I'm going to be able to get... Actually, you know, I'm going to be able to get people up. You know, this is the beautiful part about the gun. This gun can really keep people at bay. And then, yeah, there we go. I think he got himself up, but I believe this wave's almost over, so, you know, there's not going to be too much. Actually, no, there's going to be another prime. Like I said, just be sure to do this. If you're going to fight a prime with these Geth, and you're going to try to, like, you know, like, take them out with melees, actually, I don't know what that guy was doing. Like I said, he didn't have a mic. That's the only downside, guys. If you're gonna fight a, you know, a prime though, you definitely need to throw down your turret, overload him till his shield's down, and shoot him till his shield down, and then everybody, you know, once the 3 turrets are down on him, everybody can get on him. So that is a very effective strategy. It's really awesome. All right. Anyway, right here, we're just gonna continue to kill these stupid things, and there we go. We got the wave done. So I believe this next wave is going to be wave 10, and yeah, it's the money wave. That's the only wave that ever matters. So alright, yep, wave 10, and we got targets. Now this is the best thing ever for wave 10 on gold. If you can get targets, you are lucky. You know, if you're playing with friends and stuff, what you really need to do though, and I highly recommend it, is what we do normally, is that we call it out. You know, like normally I'll be the one who shoots the first target, and I'll be like, hey guys, you know, I'm gonna get the first one. And because I say that, you know, like everyone's like, all right, and they know not to pull out their rockets and waste their rocket, because you know, nobody wants to waste rockets. Like that's just, it's terrible. And then like the second one, someone will call it out and say, let me get the second one, and then the third one maybe if you need to. Right there, that wasn't really necessary, but it just kind of happened, so it didn't really matter. You know, yeah, right here, everyone's gonna run down to go and kill a prime. And I was like, yo, man, let's kill the last target first. What y'all doing? Like, fuck the prime. Let's just go ahead and kill this thing, get it over with. Because once it's over, like, as you can tell, wave 10 is nothing with targets. Like, it's so easy because all the enemies will just keep spawning. You know, all the hunters, all the primes, they'll constantly spawn until you know, you kill them all. Well, until you kill all the targets. So, you know, if you can kill all the targets very quickly, it's going to make this wave really easy. You know, right here, we're just going to go ahead and get on them. You know, if you're going to try this with your friends, you know, someone needs to be the one who calls it out. Be like, you know, come on, let's get them, let's get them. And that's what I was doing in this game, because, you know, I was just making sure, like, when I felt was a good time for everyone to get on them was the times that I said, let's go get on them. And I thought that, you know, for the most part, you know, we did it pretty good. Like, we were able to get on them at the right times. Alright, so here we go again. There's going to be another prime. Only downside is going to be a pyro with him, so it's a pretty good idea to maybe try to kill the pyro first, or at least weaken him to the point where, you know, he's not going to be an issue, and then, yeah, he's pretty much dead. Not really a big issue, and, you know, we're just going to be able to pretty much kill the rest of these guys, and, yeah, complete the wave. So that was awesome. You know, so we're pretty much done. Once you get down to the extraction wave, you know, one thing about Geth though is that for some reason, at least on this map, like it seems like it takes forever for primes to spawn in. So don't start this wave with your rockets out. Like I see a lot of people do that. Don't do that, guys. Like it's not, you're not gonna see a prime right away. Maybe, but not all the time. And you know, for the most part, you just sit here and do what you've been doing this whole time, which is just killing them and camping. But like I said, ain't nothing really wrong with it. The Geth are just so ridiculously overpowered at close range compared to, like, you know, they're so weak when you shoot them from a distance, but so good when they're up close to you. The hunters will rape you, the pyros will destroy you, the rocket guys can't miss, you know, just all that stuff. Like they'll run up and melee you and stun you and kill you, and it, you know, it's really annoying. So, you know, like you really do need to do this where you just kind of stay back against them and don't really think nothing of it. It's not a big deal. Right here, I'm gonna go ahead and use a, you know, remember guys, in the last couple waves, this is the time to really use your equipment. I will definitely use my thermal packs and stuff at this wave because I have like so many of those, and I don't even care. Like I'll just use them because I always get them anyway, and I'll never not have like 265, which I believe is actually the limit for how much equipment you can have. Somewhere around that margin. Alright guys, so you can pretty much see the gameplay is almost over. We're going to go ahead and melee this prime to death, and you know, that's awesome. But yeah, like I said, so this gun is definitely a great gun against Geth. Overall though, against other enemies, I would not say it's that good. but it's definitely like probably the best gun against Geth, or one of the best, hands down. You know, everything on it is like pretty decent. Like, you don't have to worry about it. If you're gonna use it on a character, you know, definitely maybe try this guy. This guy's actually really good with it. But I think anything will do as long as it's just against the Geth. So just keep that in mind, guys, and you'll have a lot of fun, a lot of success. So, you know, hopefully everybody can unlock it when you get a chance. But so that's gonna be pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, please like, please subscribe, and remember, if you want to see a gun, guys, you gotta comment. So, you know, tell me what you want to see, and I will do it next week. But until then, this is Jumpin' here saying peace out.